another StumbleCraft tutorial. This week we are doing one on a 4-wide piston door. My name is Captain Paperweight, and let's go ahead and get into this. So what we're going to be discussing today is this 4-wide piston door. It is stackable, like with tiles, so theoretically it could go up as high as you want it. The only problem is as it goes up, the timing, because of the repeaters and stuff, it'll start kind of doing a zipper effect, where like these bottom 2 rows go in, then these ones, and that one. So just keep that in mind if you decide to build it further up. One fix I had for it on this one is I just reduced one of the timing on the repeaters by 1. But anywho, so obviously we all know that you have 2 pistons next to each other. You can't just simply charge them like that, because when it comes time to retract, this one's still charged or extended, so this one won't actually pull it, because it won't pull it if it's an extended piston. So why is that relevant? Well, how this all started was with a tree farm that I did on my episode I just dropped of StumbleCraft. If you happen to be one of the handful of people who watched it, and I guarantee it's only a handful, literally, but if you did happen to see it, what I was basically doing was trying to create a tree farm to piston into some TNT explodey bits, fun times. So what I originally had was wood tracking in from here in rows, and much higher than this, but easier to just show like this. And when it got there, it would push, and then boom, that was the purpose of it. Now I ran into some other issues, and I wasn't able to actually fully do this because of some other things and how I designed it. If I do another one again, I'll probably design it differently so I can make this actually work, because I do kind of like the efficiency of it, but I didn't need the efficiency. It goes slow enough that I was able to break it down to just one, and so it goes, and now there's just a row of pistons here. Real simple. But in that process, I figured out all of this stuff, that the timing to make this happen is a little different than what I could find on the internet. All I could find on like piston type mechanics was like from 3 years ago on YouTube, so maybe someone better than me needs to do a piston mechanics video. But I know Bedrock is really broken when it comes to pistons. It's not like Java. But anywho, so what I found out is basically my main issue is that when this would extend, I could get this to charge and extend this one as well. The problem was that by the time this line depowered, this one was still reading as extended, so it would never pull it back. So I had to extend the pulse somehow, and for whatever reason, just adding in another repeater, increasing the ticks, for whatever reason just didn't seem to work. It would still somehow have this powered when this was all going, unless I did like this huge long row, and well, that's just not that efficient. So what I figured out is I could go off to the side, have one repeater on 4 ticks, go into it first. This will hit like a tick or 2 before that, extend it right when it hits this, and this will charge it, extending it again. By the time this dies out, making this piston that's right here retract. Here, let me do this. So it powers it, and then by the time this depowers, this line still has power for, I believe, 1 more tick, which is just enough to then retract this. So it worked out really well, and I kind of was thinking, hey, figuring all this out, if I just change this to a sticky piston, I might actually be able to create some kind of a door. And so I started playing around with this. Now the only difference here is I don't have anything set up for this one to extend one more time and like pull things back. I didn't need to worry about it. So with what I was originally kind of figuring this all out with that farm. So I did need to figure out timing for this, and this actually worked out to where so the timing on this one would, I guess, be 4, 4, and 2, and then 4, which could theoretically be 4, 6 and 4, but I know because these are powered at the same time that it's actually probably closer to like 8 and 4 on the timing wise, but yeah, anywho. So on this one I had to figure out the timing as well to make sure that when this retracted, this would still be powered, making it extend one more time and retract. And with it being a sticky piston, it will now pull things back. And so yes, figuring out timing for additional retraction. So as you can see, it's still lit, just one little tiny tick left to make that extend and pull it back. So I got some honey involved and kind of started making some doors. So what I did find out though is that I can't do like 6. For whatever reason, 6 or more won't work. This one is the only one that extends. This one, for whatever reason, can't push it. But which makes sense because that's 12 blocks, right? So, and I tried doing lines, like a line of slime, and then underneath this a line of like honey, so they won't stick, and try to do 5 wide. Couldn't really get that to work either. So maybe some of you out there will be able to figure out some ways to make that variant work, but I couldn't get it where it was like just like a line of slime and then a line of honey, then a line of slime, then a line of honey kind of thing, to maybe make it to where it could be up to like 5 blocks wide. So with this design, like I said, only seems to work with 4 wide, and it works pretty well. As you can see, it extends. Oh, gotta depower this one, sorry. Retract. Boom, perfect. So as you can see, it extends perfectly fine, creating the 4 wide door. Now let's go ahead and we'll build this side real quick so I can kind of go through that. Most of this should be obvious from what I'm already shown you. If you were pausing it and kind of looking what I did, should be easy to figure out, but just for the sake of it, it is technically a tutorial, so let's do this. So you're going to want to do 1 2 3 4, or 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 and 4. Then we're going to want to go ahead and let's start with our repeaters. We're going to do 1 there, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. This is where the timing gets different. 1 on 4 again, and then 1 on 1, and then 1 on 2. Okay? And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our sticky pistons. So put those there, get rid of that one. And then let's do our redstone. And then let's go ahead and do our sticky blocks. Now since we use slime over here, we're going to want to use honey on this side, and as you go up, if you're to tile these like I do, make sure you're alternating so they don't stick to each other. And then of course just a little bit of covering on these here, and that is that. It's pretty simple, pretty easy, not super complicated. And then you can just tile these up like I did here. Create yourself a little ladder. You're going to want to add a repeater basically every 2 levels. So if you're going up higher than 4, you would actually want to have a repeater in here somewhere connecting up to this ladder going up. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, as you can see, this totally works. No problem. No problem. And then if you're building this, you do want to have terracotta, glazed terracotta on the sides here to prevent this from trying to stick to whatever you put here. It does suck. We need to use glazed terracotta near the slime blocks and the honey blocks, but I'm glad we're able to because it makes stuff like this function. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to do this because there wouldn't be a block I'd be able to put underneath here to charge this one, because that honey block or slime block would always move it. So That is one thing to keep in mind too. The reason why I'm using terracotta is obviously because I'm in creative. The only blocks that are required to be terracotta for this to function properly is going to be this one, and then the one underneath this repeater does have to be a glazed terracotta. Because like I said, otherwise it will try to pull that block, it'll be too much, and it won't move. And one more time just for fun, there we go, and we know it's still working. So that is basically what I had figured out with the 4-piston door. Do apologize, this has got kind of long, I'm rambling on, but as you can see, you layer them up in tiles, and it does function, works perfectly well. Like I was saying, you do have to, if you want it to look a little smoother on the when it opens, you'll notice up here that these are not all on 4. This one I reduced by 1. This one normally has the single tick repeater, like that right there. I got rid of that to take a tick away, and then this one is on just a single tick instead of the normal 2 tick, and that's why they're actually opening smoothly. If I didn't, here I'll show you real quick, it looks all funny, and actually I would have to do that as well, because I'm adding that in. And let's see here, there's that. So it pushes out, and then watch when it retracts. See how it kind of has that weird little stagger? So you could, like I said, tile these up as high as you want, as long as you're using repeaters to extend that signal. But you're going to have a weird zipper effect. Because I only went up 4 tiles, I knew I was able to go ahead and reduce it by 1 tick on each end, and it would still actually function okay. But if you're going higher than that, that same method will not work, because eventually it's just not going to be able to power those pistons. So that was going to be the lowest tick you could probably go. But anywho, that is that for today's tutorial. Thank you for watching. I do apologize. I know I did kind of ramble, kind of went on there a little bit long, but thank you again for watching and joining me here in my creative world. And like I said, I do have a series, StumbleCraft. Go check that out, please. Would totally appreciate it. And leave comments and concerns, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, this is Captain Paperweight.